Hi everybody, Storytime here, and this is Let's Play Without a Voice. I have no idea what this game is. I downloaded it because it was free and thought it was some weird, interesting anime game, so let's find out. Oh, there's violence, depictions of death, gore, homophobia, and oh my gosh! Codependency! That's the worst of them all! When cold, cruel destiny has thee within her grasp, thou may endeavor bravely, dear, to change thy path. But fate cares not which twisted road you choose to take. You dance atop her palm with airy choice you make. Day 1. It was a morning like any other. The tragedy soon to unfold would affect so few people that time would swiftly forget it. For those involved, however, that morning was a maelstrom, drawing them in closer and closer still. It all began innocently enough, with a certain exiled princess in a terrible predicament. Oh, okay, so it's like a little anime type thing. Reminds me of a little bit of the style of Doki Doki. Ah, oh dear, I've run out of firewood! If only I'd noticed yesterday. Her name's Cassidy, it looks like. This has caught me quite unawares. The ex-princess in question was named Cassidy, and she was the eldest child of the kingdom of Varamir. What's that you say? You've never heard of Varamir? What's wrong with you? Where have you been living? Under a rock? One shouldn't be surprised. This all happened long before the universe summoned you into existence. I've been living under some type of space rock. The next shipment isn't due for a little while yet, but I cannot wait. I won't be able to cook or do laundry without a fire. So long had the princess had been living in this cottage alone that she'd taken talking to herself just to feel less lonely. I do that too. I talk to my cat. Sometimes this freaked me out the other day. Me and my cat was sitting on the couch. You've seen my kitty in my previous videos, Phoenix. He's an Asian leopard cat, and he's very human-like. A little bit different from regular domestic cats. So he's sitting next to me on the couch. They're very needy in a way. They bond very much with one person. Since I bottle fed him from a baby, But so we're sitting on the couch watching TV, and something happened on the TV. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And I looked over at him like he would a person and just be like, isn't it? And then I was just like, oh, cat. And he just looked at me. I was like, yeah, something's wrong with me. But it was pretty funny, so, maybe he thought it was funny too. I don't know. Okay. Determined to gather some wood before sundown, Cassidy grabbed a hatchet and some linen, and then quitted the place. Must be translated. Once outside, she paused, considering for the umpteenth time whether it would be best for her to lock the door. You should always lock the door. No one will come in anyway. My brother's agents never enter, and no one else travels this deep into the wood. But if somebody else is traveling that deep into the wood, then they're either creepy or they're looking for you, so yeah, you should lock the door. Convincing herself so, Cassidy turned away and headed into the forest to begin her mission. Alright. Each his own. Unfortunately, her determination and willpower was short-lived, as is her life, because she didn't lock her door. As I thought, firewood isn't just lying on the ground waiting to be picked up. I can't. Some of these, I just can't. Though she brought the hatchet, she foolishly hoped she wouldn't have to use it. I mean, she can pick up sticks, I guess. Faced with so many different types of trees, most of them quite large, she was unsure how to proceed. Now that I think about it, how much firewood do I usually use at once? Oh, the more I try to remember, the more addled I get. Perhaps I'll just subsist on fruits and fungus until the next crate arrives. A timely stomach growl quickly put a stop to such plans. Cassidy let out a sigh. For now, then, I shall return to my favorite place. It always brings me peace. That place holds some magic, I've always felt. I'm sure I'll be able to think of something once I'm there. Her spirit restored, Cassidy hefted her linen satchel a little higher. It was not long until she would be comfortable again, she thought. Graphics are kind of pretty. I mean, the background's pretty. Favorite use of my, good use of my favorite colors, which are that pink of those trees, you see like cherry blossoms and dogwoods, and then we have these yellow bushes around here that are get really, really yellow, so I like the yellow up here too, like that. Alright. Why, you're as radiant as ever. There were many views to take pleasure in this forest, but this one in particular had always brought her delight. Though she had lived here now for some seasons, the tree before her never seemed to change. I don't know much about wisteria. Are they meant to stay in bloom year-round? Perhaps the winters here are mild. Wisteria shall wither not when flakes of winter fall. What just happened? Oh, was that a right click? Yeah, that was a right click. My bad. Yet all must someday perish while heeding nature's call. But nature wields not power o'er us all. Clear wind-chime voice caught Cassidy's attention. Ooh, I like her. Here's her cool little crown and her pretty dress, and she's already out there enjoying nature. I think she's at the bottom of the tree. Yeah, she definitely is. But had she been like up in the tree, then yeah, I'd have been all about that. I used to sit up in trees, and it was really cool. I usually didn't get found by people, but at one time it was pretty interesting. I always wondered what they thought. Cassidy's heart stuck in her throat as she followed the sound and caught sight of the woman sitting there. She had never before seen a woman so breathtakingly beautiful. Oh. Is this why it said homophobic stuff? Or is that what it said? Homophobic? I don't know what it said. Something about that. My apologies for interrupting your poem, madam. It was only a couplet. You didn't interrupt so much as improve it. Oh? Then all the better. But it's not safe to be this deep in the wood. Tarry not. I live here. It is quite safe, I assure you. I dare say I have lived here much longer than you have. No harm has ever come to me in these woods. Perhaps our experiences merely differ. Certainly, I concede your point. Cassidy paused a long while, unsure of how to carry on the conversation. How strange. I used to make small talk with the courtiers as if it were nothing. Has time truly affected me so? You say you live here? I do. I have never seen you, I'm quite sure of it. I would remember someone like you. Whereabouts do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Hardly a stone's throw from where we now stand. Stone's throw? How can that be? I suppose she does not wish to expose where she lives to an utter stranger. That is reasonable. She seems to be quite on her guard. I envy your view of this lovely place. Do not envy me. What could that mean? How droll. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Cassidy. I too live nearby. Oh. You may call me Elowen. Elowen. I don't know, which one do you like better? You like Elowen or Lowen? I like Elowen. Or Elowen. I don't know. Elowen. Sorry. I need a counter at the bottom for the Elowen. What a lovely name. Besides, I was already aware that you lived nearby. What? How? I've seen you before, albeit from a distance. You come here often. Oh dear, I must have been making a complete fool of myself. I'm sorry that you had to witness that. Cassidy thought back to all the complaining she'd done under the tree. Oh jeez. And all the time she'd sullied herself trying to gather fruit. There were many other truly mortifying memories. She stared at the ground in shame. It's not like she was watching her the whole time, Elowen. When she looked up, however, Elowen was smiling. Cassidy felt her tension wane. So what brings you to this place? I wanted to calm myself. Calm yourself? What for? What could possibly cause you distress? What a sour tone. Does she think I daydream and laze about all day? Many things. I'll have you know that at this very minute I am on a mission that might mean the difference between life and death. Oh? And yet you dally here? What could this mission involve, pray tell? I see my presence is not wanted here. I shall return to my search forthwith. Just as she was about to turn away and leave, Elowen and the wisteria tree behind, Cassidy heard Elowen laugh softly. It was a bewitching sound. You see, I have offended my lady. No offense was meant, I can assure. Really? Surely, I would never wish to cause you pain. Tell me of your mission. I have run out of firewood. Upon hearing this, Elowen stood up and dusted herself off. Allow me to be of service. Oh no, I couldn't possibly Please, this tree suffers so much every time you shed your tears and frustration upon it. Yet, despite her abrasive words, Elowen was tirelessly helpful. It was she who taught Cassidy to gather smaller bits of kindling and to use the hatchet when that proved insufficient. Isn't that common sense? I hate when girls in stories are portrayed as this dumb. I hope nobody in the universe, history of the universe, was as dumb as they don't know, like, that if they know what a hatchet is, then they know how to frickin' get wood, and it's not a big deal. If you wrap these smaller branches together, they shall burn just fine. I see. Oh, I'm certainly glad not to have to chop down a whole tree. I was worried about that. Yes, once felled, a tree can never rise again. Take of them their fruit, their branches, but spare them their roots and lifeblood. Lifeblood? Trees have blood? Oh, she's just a moron. This forest is quite old, you know. I wish it would stay forever this way, but man has trouble leaving things be. The disparity between Elowen's indifferent expression and the biting tone of her voice made Cassidy's heart ache. So, options? She must have had a bad experience, or she must love trees. Oh my gosh, where the hell did it go? Oops, sorry. I'm gonna say that. She must have had a bad experience. We humans are meddlesome things, aren't we? Perhaps I'm making too light of her feelings. I thought that was rather an intelligent thing to say. You truly love those forests. Yes, in fact, I feel that I am part of it, and it is part of me. How beautiful. The two continued through the forest, gathering wood and passing their time with easy conversation. As they walked leisurely, the sun began to sink. So too did the satchel of wood over Cassidy's shoulder sag. Seems that you've gathered plenty of wood now. Surely that will be enough. You're right. Time had quite gotten away from the exiled princess. Now that their afternoon together was coming to an end, Cassidy was afraid. Afraid and hopeful. which was perhaps more dangerous still. Then, excuse me, Miss Elowen? Yes? Might we meet again? You've no idea how happy I am to meet another person living in the wood. And a woman at that. Yet the expression on Elowen's face showed that she had, in fact, some idea. I was about to suggest the same. You might find me in this area most afternoons. I see. Then, until tomorrow. Would that we meet so soon, my lady. With that, Elowen bowed and left. Oh, she's blushing. Her steps make almost no sound. What a graceful woman. Not just beautiful, but elegant and smart. She walked back to her cottage, so filled with the thoughts of Elowen was her head, that Cassidy forgot all about her fatigue and the weight of her burden. She certainly is opinionated, but she must have so much more experience living independently than I. I hope I'm not a bother to her. And with that, the once princess returned home, blissfully unaware of the roots that were, at this very moment, grabbing hold of her heels, pulling her beneath. It is said a fool repeats his days, changing not, but expecting change. I posit these men are by routine hog-tied. They expect not and are by not satisfied. Day 2. There's a sort of melancholy one feels when closing a book for the final time. Oh, feeling its last words wash over you as you leave its world and return to your own life. That's so true. I don't know where they're pulling this out of, but or why they're saying it, but I mean, that is really true. I used to read a lot of books, like, a lot. And, like, almost a book a day. And, at my work, you know. So, I was lucky to have the opportunity, but I'd be into some books, and I would be so sad whenever I was done, you know, with them. Like, I don't know. It really is hard to explain, but you get sucked into those worlds and you really like them, and when they're gone, it's just terrible. There was an ennui that Cassidy had grown used to. In her former life, she had received the best education that money and bribery might buy. Now, that bright mind was left to languish, fed by nothing more than a single new book each fortnight. By now, Cassidy was in the habit of reading very slowly indeed. So she shut her latest tome and placed it upon the table next to her half-written letter to her brother. I never sound quite myself in these letters. How do you write from a distance to one whom you once saw daily? And how do you write anything at all when your life has grown so dull? She decided to pen a few more sentences on how moved she felt after reading the book and how profoundly distressed she was by the ending of it. Family is important, but so too is recognizing the value of what you have before it is too late. If only the king had realized what a wonderful daughter he had. And I hope that you realize how much you are loved by me, your one and only sister. She paused, overcome by sheer feeling, and decided to keep that final bit to herself. It was too desperate for comfort, and princesses do not whine so. What that word is? No, that won't do at all. How unbecoming. With a sigh, Cassidy stared at the crackling fire. She had more than enough firewood now to last until the next shipment of it. The sight reminded her of Elowen. I wonder what Elowen is doing at this very moment. She could not fathom. The day-to-day life of such a mysterious personage was utterly beyond her imagination. Her curiosity so engaged, it was now impossible to ignore. And so the fair Cassidy resolved herself to take a walk and casually seek the other woman out. So is this going to be like a love story somehow? Perhaps I'll even stumble across where she lives today. Wouldn't it be exciting to surprise her at home? Thinking nothing. Oh, I guess she didn't die from not locking her door last time, so, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be a bad habit. Come on. Thinking nothing at all of how inconvenient, how overly forward and impertinent it might be, she departed immediately. Alright, so let's see, I'm bring this up. I'm actually going to save there for today because with Doki Doki and everything, I've been doing a lot of reading games, and I am kind of ready to get into something like a good horror game that has nothing to do with reading until my throat falls out. Not that I don't like them, but sometimes you just want to get some action. So, I don't know. I'm gonna save this. And yeah, this does remind me a lot of Doki Doki though. But I have no idea where it's going. I have no idea what it's about. I probably read what it was about at some point in the thing, but I don't know. I don't remember anything at all about reading about it. I saw it on my list on my desktop and I was like, yeah, let me try this one. But I didn't even know it was going to be a reading game like this. I was hoping for a more actionist game, but we will find out. It's one of those games that you gotta play in between them, you know? So, just to like, keep it in line there with everything else. So, anyway, I will see you next time, and if nobody told you today, I love ya, and have a good one. Bye-bye!